Good morning, students. Last time we had finished up to noun phrases, right? We were doing lesson 17, that is phrases. So now let us start with noun phrases. A phrase that acts as a noun in a sentence is called a noun phrase, right? As we did adjective phrase, adverb phrase, the same thing is as noun phrase. Let us take a few examples. I love reading comics. अब इसमें जनरली आप व्हाट क्वेश्चन पूछते हो तो आपको वो फ्रेज आंसर में मिलता है. सेम इज ट्रू फॉर क्लॉजेज ऑल्सो. आई लव, व्हाट डू आई लव? रीडिंग कॉमिक्स, राइट? So this is noun phrase. We like to listen to good music. What do we like? To listen to good music. Painting landscapes is his hobby. What is his hobby? Painting landscapes. To understand people is very difficult. What is very difficult? To understand people. So जो आपको what के आंसर में group of words मिलता है, that is called a noun phrase. In sentence 1, the phrase reading comics answers the question love what. So the phrase reading comics is the object of the verb love. Since only a noun or a pronoun that stands for a noun can be the object of a verb, this phrase acts as a noun. Hence, it is a noun phrase. In sentence 2, to listen to good music is the object of the verb like, right? To listen to good music, what is it? Is the object of verb like. Uh, to listen to good music is the object of the verb like. In sentence 3, painting landscapes is the subject of the verb is, right? And in sentence 4, to understand people is the subject of the verb is. Since all these phrases are acting as nouns, they may be called noun phrases, right? They are acting as nouns in the sentence, so they are called noun phrases. Let us move on further. Let us solve the exercise. Exercise 9. Pick out the noun phrases. To come late is bad. To come late. What is bad? To come late, right? So that is the noun phrase. She hopes to win the top position. What does she hope? To win the top position. Interfering in others' affairs is objectionable. What is objectionable? Interfering in others' affairs. Acting in movies is highly rewarding. What is rewarding? Acting in movies. I enjoy going on long walks. What do I enjoy? Going on long walks, right? Do you mind waiting a little? What do you mind waiting a little, right? Help one's neighbors is good. Helping one's neighbors is good. What is good? Helping one's neighbors. So this is the way you pick out the noun phrases. The same thing can be done to pick out the noun clauses also. Next lesson is clauses, right? So in that also we will do noun clauses, adverb clauses, adjective clauses. The same keys work for clauses also, right? Only difference is it has got a finite verb. So that we shall study afterwards. To err is human. Or matlab to make mistakes. It is courageous to confess one's fault. What is courageous? To confess one's faults. To say something, to say nothing is better than to speak nonsense. What is better? To say nothing rather than to speak nonsense, right? तो ये पूरा noun phrase हुआ. Now exercise 10, fill in the blanks with suitable noun phrases. अब यहाँ पे कुछ भी options possible है. Some possible options I am just going to read out from the answer key so that it might help you. Dash is your own responsibility, right? Reaching there on time is your own responsibility. Would you like dash though to have some tea? Would you like to have some tea? Would you like to have some coffee or snacks, right? Dash has become our national hobby. Cheating others has become our national hobby. Then man is dash. Man is dash. So man is a social animal. The best course is to help others. Dash is miserable. To live in poverty is miserable. All of them were interested in going for a movie. Dash is easy, but keeping one is difficult. Making promises is easy, but keeping one is difficult, right? All the answer keys I'll share it together. Let us solve the exercises first. I'll narrate the answers orally. Say whether the underlined phrases are noun, adjective, or adverb phrases. Flying in the sky is no longer impossible. What is no longer impossible? Flying in the sky. So the first one should be a noun phrase, right? So this is a noun phrase. Then put these boxes in the cupboard, right? Where should we put the boxes? In the cupboard. So it is showing some place, right? So what it would be? It is a adverb phrase. That car with tinted glasses is mine, right? Which car with tinted glasses? So this is an also a, it is an adjective phrase, sorry, because tinted glasses ये किसको डिस्क्राइब कर रहा है? कार को डिस्क्राइब कर रहा है. कार इज अवर नाउन, सो दिस इज एन एडजेक्टिव फ्रेज. द गर्ल स्टैंडिंग बिहाइंड द चेयर इज माई कजिन. विच गर्ल पर्सन के बारे में बता रहा है, राइट? इज हर कजिन. So that is an adjective phrase again. The patient is out of danger, right? Patient is कहाँ है? Is out of danger. Verb को ये कर रहा है, express कर रहा है. It is an adjective phrase. She bought a book containing humorous stories. Book कैसी? Containing humorous stories. So it is an adjective phrase. Then satisfying customers is a great art. What is a great art? Satisfying customers. So this is a noun phrase. Then we are now fed up with waiting for the guests, right? Waiting for the guests, right? We are fed up with what? Waiting for the guests. So okay, this line I left. We have shifted to a house overlooking the river. House, what type of house? Overlooking the river. So it is an adjective phrase because it describes the noun house. This program will be implemented step by step, right? This program implemented कैसा होगा? वो step by step होगा. So it is an adverb phrase. It is the way of implementation, right? So now we finish the lesson phrases over here, and we shall start with clauses now. So let us move on to lesson 18, clauses. What are clauses? That is, we will study first defining a clause. Look at these two sentences. My neighbor is a man of great wealth. My neighbor is a man who owns great wealth, right? So owns is a verb here. Here man of great wealth क्या होता है? उसके पास बहुत सारा पैसा है. In both these sentences, the words in the bold letters perform the same function. They describe the noun man. We can easily recognize the words of great wealth to be a phrase. But what about the expression in bold letters in sentence 2? Who owns great wealth? This expression has a finite verb owns, right? मैंने आपको बताया owns is a finite verb. And it also has a subject who. इसको एक subject भी है who. It is called a clause, a group of words that forms part of a sentence and has a subject and a finite verb of its own is called a clause. A clause has only one finite verb in it, right? Clause के अंदर only one finite verb होता है. But there is a finite verb. Phrase के अंदर finite verb नहीं होता है. This is the difference between a phrase and a clause, right? Now phrase, clause and a sentence. Both a phrase and a clause are only part of a sentence. By definition, a sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense. A sentence must always contain a finite verb. So this is how we can distinguish among a sentence, a clause and a phrase. A phrase with no finite verb, a clause, one finite verb, and a sentence, at least one finite verb. Can be many finite verbs in a sentence. If a sentence has only one finite verb in it, it means that it is made up of only one clause. A sentence has as many clauses in it as the finite verb it has. There is one more distinction that we could understand clearly. A phrase can never stand on its own. It will not stand on its own. It will not have complete meaning of its own. A sentence can always stand on its own. A clause may or may not be able to stand on its own. It If it does, it means that it is also a sentence. If it does not, it must be a part of a longer sentence made up of two or more clauses. Write down all these points. These are very important. The definitions of clauses, phrases, sentences, what is the difference between all the three, right? Moving further, adjective clauses. Now there are different types of clauses. As we studied phrases, we also have different types of clauses. Adjective clauses. Look at these two sentences. The boy wearing a blue shirt is my brother. Which boy? Wearing a blue shirt. The one who is wearing a blue shirt. The boy who is wearing a blue shirt is my brother. Right? In both these sentences, the words in bold letters describe the noun boy. So they are functioning as an adjective. In sentence 1, wearing a blue shirt does not have a finite verb in it, right? Wearing is not a finite verb. Finite verb in it. So it is an adjective phrase, right? Wearing is a non-finite verb. In sentence 2, who is wearing a blue shirt has a subject who and a finite verb is wearing, right? Only wearing is not making a finite verb. It needs the support of is, which is our auxiliary verb. So here in the clause it is given who is wearing. So is wearing is a finite verb now, right? That is why it is a clause. Who is wearing a blue shirt has a subject who and a finite verb is wearing. So these words form an adjective clause. Let us take one more example. We need a teacher with 2 years teaching experience. We need a teacher who has 2 years teaching experience, right? So who has is a finite verb. In sentence 3, with 2 years teaching experience is an adjective phrase. In sentence 4, who has 2 years teaching experience is an adjective clause. A clause that acts as an adjective in a sentence is called an adjective clause, right? It works as an adjective, so it describes or tells you something more about a noun. That is why it is called an adjective clause or an adjective phrase. Only difference between a clause and phrase is that it does not have a finite verb, while a clause has a finite verb. That is why it makes complete or partial sense. Further, more about adjective clauses. An adjective clause describes a noun. It usually answers the question which one. For example, in sentence 2, it answers the question which boy? The boy who is wearing a blue shirt. In sentence 4, it answers the question which teacher? A teacher who has 2 years of teaching experience. An adjective clause is usually introduced by the words who, whose, whom, which and that. Who is used for living beings and which is for non-living things, right? Living beings के लिए generally who use करते हैं and which is used for non-living things and animals. That may be used for both. Very occasionally, an adjective clause may also be introduced by as, when, where, etc. I have no respect for those who don't keep their promises. Who refers to people, living beings, right? For those who don't keep promises. The facts which the accused put before the magistrate clearly proved his innocence, which refers to facts, that is non-living things, right? A suitable boy happens to be one of the best novels that have been recently published. That refers to novels, that is books, right? Such people as do not concentrate their energies on a single aim hardly succeed in life. As refers to people, adjective clause introduced by as. I clearly remember the place where some robbers attacked me. Where refers to a place. Adjective clause introduced by where. Further, sometimes the introducing word may be omitted altogether. Here in the purse here is the purse you have been looking for. Here is the purse that you have been looking for. Actually, it means that, right? Here is the purse that you have been looking for, but that has been omitted here, right? That is omitted. An adjective clause should be placed as close as possible to the noun it describes. The best option is to place it next to the noun it describes, right? Generally, the adjective clause, like an adjective in the sentence, is placed after the noun that it describes. It is also often called as antecedent. The noun is called the antecedent of the clause. Okay, further, adjective clause. It describes a noun or a pronoun. It is introduced by who, whose, whom, which and that, sometimes by as, when, where, etc. An adjective clause should be placed as close as possible to the noun it describes. The introducing word may sometimes be omitted, right? That introducing word, that, which, that might be omitted sometimes. Let us move on to the exercise and solve the first exercise. Exercise 1. Pick out the adjective clauses and tell what noun or pronoun each qualifies. किस noun को वो describe कर रहा है, that you have to explain. So the first sentence, people who have never seen a play on the stage have missed a great experience, right? So people who have never seen a play on the stage have missed a great experience. कौन से people who have never seen a play on the stage? People have missed a great experience. That is your principal clause. अब ये कौन से people हैं who have never seen a play on the stage, right? So this entire group of words describes the word people. So it is an adjective clause that describes, and people is the noun which it describes. So this is the noun and this is the adjective clause that you should write down. All that glitters is not gold, right? All is not gold is our principal clause, and that glitters. What glitters? All, right? So that is your adjective clause, and it describes the noun all. So all is the noun. A red Indian who looked tired and hungry slowly walked to the cottage. A red Indian. कौन सा red Indian? Who looked tired and hungry slowly walked to the cottage. So who looked tired and hungry is your adjective clause, and a red Indian is the noun which it describes. You have taught me a lesson which I shall never forget. You have taught me a lesson. What type of lesson? Which I shall never forget. So which is the, from which to forget, it is adjective clause, and lesson is your noun. You must reward the student whose essay has been adjudged the best. So whose essay has been adjudged the best? Whose essay has been adjudged the best is your adjective clause, and student is your noun. Then such people as have a strong willpower are not discouraged by their misfortunes. Such people as have a strong willpower. Such people are not discouraged by their misfortune. Which type of people? As have a strong willpower. So that is your adjective clause, and such people is your noun. Now 7th, 8th and 9th, 7, 8, 9 and 10 you do it in the homework, and I shall focus on the answer key later words. Supply suitable adjective clauses here. Now here possibilities can be many, right? It is an open-ended exercise, so you can write your own words also. Still I will give some suggestions here so that you can write it down. All the passengers that had a narrow escape. Dash had a narrow escape. All the passengers who were traveling by the train had a narrow escape. We should not forget those brave soldiers who sacrificed their lives on the borders. Water dash should be boiled and filtered. Water which is meant for drinking purposes should be boiled and filtered. Number 4, such books dash should be read again and again. Such books as which teach us moral lessons, which also you can use, or as teach us moral lessons also you can use. I would like to lay down my life for the country where I was born. The trick dash made the shopkeeper angry. The trick that the customer tried to play made the shopkeeper angry. The prize winners dash should come to the stage. The prize winners who are standing at the back of the hall should come to the stage. People who live in glass houses should not throw stones at others. Now I'll just focus on the answer key of these two exercises, exercise 1 and 2, and you can just note it down. This is exercise 1. And this is exercise 2. You can pause the video and write down all the answers. Now from exercise 3 onwards we shall do it next time. We stop here today.